points about our world-class wrestler program, total athlete option. Basically, it's a year-round program for our youth and high school kids. Well, mostly middle school, but we may have a few youth in there, a bit specifically high school and middle school. So you're going to get 3 professional training sessions in our gym, and that's mostly functional training exercises. If you follow MMA, the famous MMA guys, you watch them, they're not doing preacher curls. They're not doing a bodybuilder workout. There's a few, kind of core strength and conditioning principles that are carry over from sport to sport, but it's not some bodybuilding or powerlifting workout. What you see when you watch these professional MMA fighters. So that's what we have going on in our gym. Some of you guys have seen the athleticism that has spiked in some of our wrestlers who have been training there. So our current coach was a strength coach at UNLV, and he's got his degree in the field. And most of our equipment is by Pure Motion, which is functional training equipment. West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Michigan, Cornell, as of about 6 or 8 months ago, utilized their equipment, and a lot of colleges and the wrestling teams are moving to the functional training methods, which has kind of been the craze the past 12 years in America. So your kids will be doing strength and conditioning with us, in addition to wrestling at the World Class Wrestler Program practice on Wednesday. Parents are going to get free access to the gym, so you're going to be there. So if you're there with your kids, you have access to the strength and conditioning facility as well at no cost. Sundays we're going to open the gym up, so kids will have access to get their 1 or 2 partners in there, and they're just going to be able to have open access to the gym. It will be open, we're thinking 5-6 hours a day on a Sunday. Certain months of the year it will be kind of on your own. It's important that kids get on their own drill time, specifically because sometimes if we need to work our hip pressure when someone gets to our legs, and because we go to our hip too much, or maybe we need to work our elbow passes because our opponent that's been beating us, that's keeping us from winning the state title potentially, is a collar tie master, and your coach in high school or middle school or youth wrestling is like, no, we're working arm bars or we're working cradles. Well, guess what? You get left out. So our kids are getting so skilled they can start coaching themselves a little bit, but they don't have access to the gym. So I'm going to open my gym up for them. And so they'll have access to that. Now, Sundays during high school season, this is a year-round program. This is not 8 months a year for high school and then you quit for 4 months. Now, obviously, you're not going to be on the mat with us a lot because you're in high school season, but your kids are still going to be lifting, hopefully 1 day a week in the gym. Maybe they can't make it that week, but they can come twice the next week. One set of 5 at about 80% of your max is all you need to maintain strength. It doesn't take much to maintain. These college guys are not doing a 2.5-hour weightlifting program. Now, their off-season programs, they're in the weight room for a long period of time. They're taking 2-minute rest in between every set, and they're doing sometimes sets of 5 where, but during the season, they're not. So it doesn't take a lot. And so, just getting it, if you can only access the Strength and Endurance Center once a week during season, it's helpful. The parents are still in there. And then on Sundays, we just got cleared by MSHA, Missouri State High School Athletic Association, to have submission grappling on Sundays during high school. So we have a lot of jiu-jitsu athletes who do both sports. Now, we're going to have to keep it legal, but it's going to be a hybrid enough that it's going to benefit you guys, because if you watch, submission and grappling, there's a lot of similarities in the sport. So it's perfectly legal, but we're going to keep a Sunday going for our high school kids in the off season. So again, this is a year-round 12-month commitment. And but if you said, no, we don't want to do that, we just want to use a small gym and have open mat, great. So you don't have to do the that Sunday high school session. But I would definitely recommend it. We're going to make it work and keep it legal, but we're going to make it work. Lastly, we're definitely going to make a big push for Fargo, which is called, that's Junior and Cadet Nationals in July. those of our kids who make the freestyle team. And also we are going to send a coach to the world team trials. We've had 3 girls make the world team. Autumn Flanagan made it twice, Faith Cole made it twice, and JC Shelton made the world team last year. But we need to get some boys on that world team, and also, placing and winning the junior nationals or cadet nationals. So we're making a big freestyle push. Not a whole lot has changed since last year. We really had our best freestyle season ever, but that's the main push. So if you join our world-class wrestler program, Total Athlete Program, it's an additional like $70 a month. But that's basically for gym access. But we're also going to have once every 2 weeks, we're going to have a Zoom call. Kind of performance coaching, I'm kind of known for chatting with the guys and girls before practice. 3 out of every 4 practices, we'll have a little group chat. And, some of you guys have texted and called and tapped me on the shoulder and said those are fantastic. So if you like those, that's going to continue on a year-round basis. The kids who anonymously chat with me that they have issues, because they'll have 24/7 access to me. And then I can bring those topics to the table and have a little discussion, anonymously. Or maybe during the group chat, we have a big Zoom call and parents can be on it too. Someone brings something up and we have a little chat. Plus there's some strategies and core skills that we need to have that I'm going to bring to the table as well as a Q&A. So I feel like just from a mentoring standpoint, a lot of times we're not winning the state national medals or titles just because we're getting in our own way, right? And it's something that we all struggle with. David Taylor just put out a video where in the Olympic trials, in 2016, he's a grown man, right? Ranked in the world, and he said he was crying before the Olympic trials, and he was so stressed out. And he goes, I knew I wasn't going to make the team, and he didn't. And so he made a decision after that, because he had planned on being the 2016 Olympic champion since he was a little kid, because he knew how old he would be. He'd be 2 years removed from college, and he felt like that's my year. But he says he just basically ruined it for himself, and we've all done it, right? Your confidence is never settled. It's always something that we nurture along. It's like growing a garden or growing a plant, right? And so being around me constantly, I think, can help. And then having these discussions as a group chat, I think, will also be very beneficial. There's a lot to cover, and I just can't eat up an hour of every practice covering these things. So, I think that will be very beneficial as well. So, 1, the Zoom call. 2, the Strength and Endurance Center, the professional coaching that your kids are going to get in the functional training program. 3, parents are going to get free access to the gym. 4 will be Sundays open gym, and then Sundays during high school season will be an organized practice, or you could choose to opt out of that and just do the open sessions. And then we're going to send coaches to the World Team Trials, and Tanner is already a member of the coaching staff for Team Missouri, but he can help our Illinois athletes as well. So it's basically the kids who say, I want to be an NCAA champion, I want to make a world team one day, I want to be in the Olympics, I don't want to do anything else but this, I want to get strong, I love what Nick has done with his coaches and program, I love the facility, I want to just basically dump all my eggs in this basket. I no longer want to go try to do private lessons with the Missouri Baptist kid who doesn't show up half the time. Then I got to drive over here to this small town for a Sunday practice. Then to go up to Southern Iowa because there's an open mat and there's a good coach up there. And then 4 kids that were supposed to be there don't show up. I mean, just to say, hey, we've got this infrastructure built. You're going to be able to come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So you get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. 5 practices a week if you want. Now, Wednesday is going to be mandatory. We have to keep that room. We don't want to deviate from that. But, coaches there all the times on Sundays. There are a lot too. And so we can always just kind of meet and chat and go over things. And you get into our high school or youth rooms on Monday, Thursday elite. Maybe you're like sitting in the bleachers with some wrestling parents and you're like, you know what, we're going to do this program that Nick's has. Hey, You 4 state medalists, will you come on Thursdays if we can make it? Oh, I can't come Thursday, but we can only come Monday. Okay, well, I can do them both. So my son's going to drive his car or daughter. I'm going to get him there. We're going to go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to be there Monday. You're going to be there Thursday. We're all going to be here Wednesday. And now guess what you did? You've just created this amazing opportunity that we have on Wednesday. Now you have it 2 or 3 days a week, plus Sundays. So if you're saying, my kid's getting so good in that room, just think if you were in there 2, 3, 4 days a week, right? And even if you can't make it that often, but you can come up once a week for the wrestling and twice a week for the lifting, or twice a week for wrestling, twice a week for the lifting, it's still a tremendous opportunity. So, our goal is just to, like I said, we really would like to see more Super 32 champions and medalists and junior national champions and putting guys and girls on the world teams and kind of blow things up. Now, we just lost 37 of most of the 37 kids. It is, February 2023, so 2024. So the past 2.5 years, we've had 37 of our athletes sign D1 scholarships. And some of those are still in the room, but they're going to be leaving in, in July and August. So, but we've got this massive amount of kids who are developing. And, if you don't think your kids are on track to do what that special group did, just imagine if you're actually becoming a better athlete, actually not dicking around in the high school weight room, which is a joke. I know when my son was in high school, I just went to the weight room to pick him up, and I walked back there. I know all the coaches and stuff, and I look in that weight room. There was no less than 98 kids literally jumping on top of equipment, dancing, and it was just like, it looked like a zoo full of monkeys in the monkey house in St. Louis Zoo, just hopping around. And the coach was sitting there chatting, talking with the kids, and there was like 3 girls and 4 guys around them. And I sat there and watched for 5 minutes, and no one did anything. And when Ty left, I was like, "You were not lifting here anymore." He goes, "Oh, why?" I go, "It's a freaking joke." So I called a guy, hired a guy. It was like $300 a month, and now he charges $360 a month. So for our facility, it's going to be $70 a month, cheaper than you can get anywhere else. And but yeah, I took my son out of that environment, and he got strong as hell. So if you feel like the strength and endurance is going to be a big part of what can kind of help your kids, then there's your decision right there. But when you throw these other opportunities into the mix, I think it's sort of a no-brainer. But that's kind of our goal, is just to see if we can blow this thing up and help you to blow up the opportunities for your kids. Now, if there's a drive involved, and we got to work on some carpools and things. I understand it's going to be a commitment for some of you, and some of you are just too far away. You may just think there's no way I can do it. But just to come up there on Sundays during the high school season, and whether you're in our organized practice or you're just doing it on your own, just to have access to your workout partners there on Sunday could be very tremendous as well. A lot of kids get worse during high school season because they don't have the partners, and their coaches are just swarmed with beginners, and you're drilling half Nelsons, and they don't have workout partners, and the coach is pulling his hair out because he's busy, and the kids aren't getting the high level technical drill. And over the course of 4 months, we get worse sometimes. So having this training opportunity year round, I think, can be something that can be very helpful to help us to win more state titles and medals. And, then we slide into the national tournament, a month after high school state, ready to go, versus rebuilding from 4 months of, decelerating from an improvement standpoint. So if you have interest, go ahead and sign up online. Looking forward to having you, and we think it's going to be a very tremendous thing, and super excited about seeing how the team chat mentoring goes. I'm really into that kind of thing, and helping people with the competition strategy and performance coaching and the mental game and all that entails.